set their fastest lap and set the fastest lap on the last lap they did. So it just goes to show that different conditions on the circuit here benefit different riders for their different riding styles. Fans from all round coming here to EMX Enduro Park here in Yinin for some World Sidecarcross action. So good to be back here trackside, watching these world-class athletes throwing these outfits around the circuit. And the quad cross as well. Lots of European champions, lots of talented riders, and a few young guns coming into play as well. So not only names for now, but names for years to come. So this is how they will start the first race. Etienne Bax and Nicolas Mousset top the pile overall ahead of Marvin van Leeuwen and Robbie Bax. Kern Hermans, Glenn Janssens, number 3 in 3rd. Julian Veldman and Andre Chermak in 4th. Gert van Verven, Ben van den Bogart in 5th. 6th place is number 6, Kurt Varick and Larry Kunas. 7th is 14, Justin Kuban and Nicky de Bruyne. 8th will be the 10-time world champion Daniel Willemsen and Rodolphe Lebreton. Jan and Pavel Bukau on 26 are 9th ahead of Lucas Cherney and Bastien Chopin, around the 90 top 10. Adrian Peter, Miroslav Zatlukau in 11th, Davey Sanders, Johnny Badair 12th, 13th is Jake Brown and Joe Millard. Keep your eyes on them. Of course, they will have the left-hand sidecar as opposed to the more common right-hand ones. Tim Leffering, Kostas Paleskas in 14th, Fabian Hoffman, Marius Strauss, Stephen Viges and Loic van der Putten, Marco Heinze, Rudy Betchar, Tom van der Lagemat, Rob Devine, Romac Chanteloup and Simon Vianes. Around the top 20 is Egan Kops and Paul Horton. 21st is Glenn van der Stralen with Jens Mans, Jan Polivka and Thomas Rotter in 22nd. 23rd is Sven Visselink and Luc Rostang, Joachim Reitman and William Letoile, Martin Zislavsky and Jan Handelik, Martin and Martin Krajicek in 26th. Ladislav Peck and Vidislav Peck in 27th, Stacey and Alex van der Velde in 28th, and rounding out the 29 of the 29 riders is Radek Polishny and Thomas Rosholm. So that's how they will line up for the first of the races later on. But now it's all eyes towards the European quad cross. A very formal jersey there for 311, the Estonian Kevin Saar, multi-time European champion and Estonian champion as well. Let's have a quick flick through and see who we have coming out to play. Lots of young ones and 3 or 4 riders to keep your eyes on as well. Of course, Kevin Saar, multi-time champion, not only nationally but continentally as well. Number 17 you can see in the background there, Paolo Galizzi, Galizzi factory racer. He's riding the Yamaha. Keep your eyes on the number 17 machine of Paolo Galizzi. He's going strong this year. Thumbs up them all round. 165 there, that is Mikolaj Jemerik, the Polish man I should say, on the Yamaha. Certainly seems as though that Yamaha is the pick of the crop. 13 Yamahas out of the 21 in total. 1 Husqvarna, 4 Hondas, 2 Suzukis, and 1 CRQF in the hands of 117 Kasper Michalski. So CRQF quad from the Netherlands, of course. Yamaha, Japanese manufacturer. Honda, Japanese as well. Suzuki's Japanese. But that is the starting list for the quads. Galizzi, Cappuccio, Kostelecki, Depita, Bush, Tverian, Polacek, Kashov, Tuchek, and Kasper. 11th through to 20th is Sujar, Michalski, Thompson, Jemerik, Kaluza, Farkasovsky, Schmieder, Kimmerling, Kevin Saar in 19th. Ahead of Roman Gviazda on 416 in 20th. The final of the 21 riders is number 830, Victor Kuzmiskashk. So here we go then. They're making their way out onto the circuit. No no chance for the track to be watered. You can still see the dust being kicked up here by those powerful four-wheeled machines onto the sighting lap. So in the sidecars, we've got a mix of 2-stroke and 4-strokes, but in the quad tip seam it is all 4 strokes. 21 quads will line up at the gate, with Glitzy ahead of Cappuccio. The Italian leads the German off the gate, so that is how they will line up. Kevin Saar all the way down from 19th on the starting list there. He's won the Estonian Quad Championship 6 times, as well as being a 3-time European champion in 2019 at the SQMXON Nations from Schwedt, the north of Germany. He was riding Husqvarna, but he's now riding a Yamaha, which, as I say, seems to be the most popular choice for the quad riders. And let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Saar, despite all those championships and race wins and podiums, he is just 21 years of age. Fantastic stuff, it really is, for Kevin Saar on 3-1-1. Coleman Galizzi has won the Italian Championship 11 times. So much talent in this field, it really does boggle the mind. This year he'll be riding for Team Italy in this year's Nations in France in early October. Roman Gwiazda is one to watch on 416. The Polish rider is Roman Gwiazda, 25 years of age, and a former quad champion back in his homeland of Poland. Here we go then. Half an hour of action. Looks like somebody's all going to do a practice start here. Can't quite see who that is from this distance, but either way, it looks like they nailed that one. 91, Adam Tuchek, the Czech man. Very different riding styles, of course, between these 21 different riders, all from different corners of Europe. We've got Polish, we've got Estonian, we've got Slovakian, we've got Danish, we've got Norwegian, Hungarian, German, Italian, and of course, arguably most important of all here in Yinin, we have the Czechs. Over that big tabletop jump for the 91 of Adam Tuchek. He is one of 4 riders using Honda power for his quad there. Coming into the right-hander, you can see how he moves his weight towards the inside of the corner. Of course, lightens the left-hand side and gets that machine sideways, which will help not only corner him, but the exit of the corner as well. Number 48 bursts into view. That is Jakub Kostelecki, the Czech rider on the Yamaha, one of 13 Yamahas. He'll be looking to go well here at his home GP. Miro Romeo Cappuccio, the German, is here this weekend. A very fast young rider from Germany. And looks like we can have a look at the terrain there. Nice close-up of the circuit and the conditions of the circuit as well, as number 55 comes into view. Patrick Boost, the Hungarian on the Yamaha. So a popular choice is the Yamaha. Look at the dust being kicked up now around this Yinin circuit. Number 50, Martin Dopita. He is the youngest rider out of the 21. Just 16 years of age is Martin, the Czech rider. This is its first European quad race, and of course it will be its first GP as well here in Yinin. He's just behind the rider who's very experienced indeed. Coming over the final jump, however, to start the next lap. Definitely one to watch is Martin Dopita. He's got a lot of pace at 16 years of age, so not only a name to keep your eyes on this weekend, but also in the seasons to come as well. Martin Dopita, the Czechman, we're just watching go over the top of that jump before dropping steeply down into that very difficult right-hander. very difficult machines to manhandle around this circuit. You can see the groove already coming into favour for the quads there. And he rounds that left-hander over the jump and back over the tabletop before braking hard into that tight left-hand hairpin. Perhaps the tightest on the entirety of this Yinin circuit. Young Martin Doppelter doing a fantastic job to put himself where he is now at just 16 years of age. It's going to be interesting to see how he copes with a race situation as well. Because of course, having this kind of style and speed is all well and good in the qualification sessions here, but to have it with 20 other quads all fighting for your position on the circuit, we'll have to see if he can get those elbows out and make his own space. I, for one, cannot wait to see it, as one of the riders already heading towards the pits. Didn't quite see who that was, but perhaps a change of setup there for that particular rider. We saw it in the sidecars with Daniel Willemsen making changes due to the ever-changing track conditions. So perhaps it's the same story for the quads. Number 155 comes into view. Marcus Thompson, the Dane. Another one of the Honda-powered quads. Going around the right-hander, his left side foot just coming out of the holder there, the stirrup, if you so wish to say. Out of sight and back into view. Such elevation changes around this Yinin circuit. It really is fantastic to see him drop out of sight, back into view, some 10 feet, 15 feet in the air perhaps, into that difficult right-hander now. It looks though that rider who went into the pits earlier is going to come back out and try again. Full gas. Pavel Schmieder, the Slovakian, on a Suzuki LTR powered machine. That is one of two Suzukis. Of course, 283 Mikhail Kimmerling, the other Slovakian, on the other Suzuki. So it would seem that the Slovakians do like their Suzuki machines, as we watch them just come around the final part of the circuit into that very tricky, that little Nazari chicane before you come over this quick jump here before the final jump, as you can see there. Okay, 21.5 minutes remain in this quadcross session. As we look at the 112 machine of David Suja, local rider, Czech rider, on his Honda BO Motor Oil Racing Team Honda. Let's see what he can do at his home circuit. So much speed, so much style from David Suja. Look at him already heading over towards that big tabletop jump into the left-hander soon. That very tight left-hander. Look at him locking up that rear wheel, those rear wheels almost. Before coming up back over the big jump and into the right-hander, throwing it sideways before giving it full gas over the next jump. David Sousa just coming around his flying lap here. You can hear in the note of the engine just how much the revs are constantly changing due to different traction levels, different throttle positions, and of course if he wants to give it full gas to get the rear end of the machine around the tight corners, you'll be able to hear that from that 4-stroke Honda machine. Looks as though he's pulled out of this one now for the 112 of David Suja. Looking down towards the left-hand side there. Perhaps he's going to come into the pits at the end. We've got the yellow flag being waved there towards the final part of the circuit. Can't see anything from position here. Just looking around. Going very, very slowly is David now. He's going to give it the full beans over the final jump and go for another flying lap. We'll have to wait and see. It certainly looks as though he's giving it full gas up the rise towards the first turn. Look at that, sideways all the way around. Opposite lock almost for David Suter on 112. Oh, caught a bit of a rut there, but it's nothing for David there. Look at him dropping down sideways, full gas, dropping down that descent. It's all going on here in the quads. Here we go, some more riders just coming into view now. Jumping into view will be number 230, sorry, of Mikhail Farkashovsky. Easy for me to say, the Slovakian rider on the Honda TRX. So one of 4 Hondas. They're all getting caught on the outside rut there for Mikhail. 830, Victor Kuzmichak, the Polish man on the Yamaha. We're watching now into the right-hander, throwing it sideways. There's so much to contend with on this terrain. There really, really is. We haven't seen Kevin Saar out in this session at the moment, but I'm sure we will do at some point. But as we watch Victor Kuzmichak, the Polish rider, drop down, it's a very, very difficult corner to get right. That one, we can see just coming into view there. You drop down, and before you know it, you've got a right-hand corner to negotiate. Not only that, prepare yourself for the big tabletop jump before giving it full beans into the right-hander with lots and lots of bank and carry. A lot of corner speed around that right-hander can these quads. We saw it in the Sidecarcross earlier, and we're seeing it in the quads now. So as we watch number 117 of Kasper Michalski, it sounds as though Jeva may have someone down there to give us some insight.
Welcome guys, and me, Christopher Tveran from Norway. Christopher, first round of the European Championship. After 2 years, how is it for you?
It's good to be back at the European Championship. It's yeah, a good riders today. It's yeah, 24 I think, so it's very good. And the track here is very nice as well. So and the weather is nice, so everything is perfect.
Actually, your first position. What's your goal for today? The win?
Yeah, the goal is to win, but yeah, anything can happen. I just want to finish all 3 motos good, and yeah, we take it from there.
Good luck, Christopher. Good luck. Back to Bradley.
Thank you very much, Milena. So Christopher Tverian there, looking to take the win this weekend. 5 times a Norwegian quad champion is Christopher, as well as a 2-time runner-up in the European Championship. 2017 and 2018 were the particular years that happened. And he's been a busy old boy. He raced in France last week, drove here for this weekend for the European quads, and next weekend he's going to do it all again. Drive back to France for the races. Fantastic commitment from Christopher Tverian, and with the amount of pace that he is showing, as you can see, with a 158.8, he's certainly no slouch. Kevin Saar just 0.6 of a second behind Christopher on 3.11 in second place. Paolo Galizzi there in third, ahead of Roman Gviazda. Mario Romeo Capuccio, the German, in fifth place on number 19, ahead of Polacek in sixth, Kasper seventh, Sousa, who he saw doing a couple of laps, in eighth, ahead of Thompson and Kuzmichak. Mikołaj Gemarek, the Polish rider, in 11th place. So 12th through to 20th is Tuchek, Kaluca, Dolpita, Bush, Kimmerling, Farkasovsky, Michalski, Smida, and Kostelecki. That is 11th, 12th, 13th, right the way through to 20th place. And a lot of variation in the times as well. So 37 seconds covers the fastest to the final rider, with just half of the session left to go. Look at the dust floating about in the air now. Makes it a little bit more difficult for the quads, but dry surface as well. So the conditions always changing here in Yinin. It really is a fantastic, fantastic circuit that we've got here for you. Number 88 then, Pavel Kashov, the Bulgarian on the Yamaha. As I say earlier, one of 13 Yamaha-powered outfits out there this weekend. He's having a good ride so far for the number 88. We're just watching him come around the final part of the circuit. through that tricky chicane, left over the jump into the right-hander. You can't overdo it or else you'll be into the barriers, and that'll be the end of that particular lap. Oh, looks like we've got number 55 down. That's Patrick Booster, Hungarian rider, just pushing his machine to the left-hand side of the circuit there. Hopefully it wasn't a fall. It looks like he has been down on the deck, though. You can see the stains on his trousers. But all good. Up and walking, pushing the machine away, which is always a good indication that they're feeling okay. Into the left-hander now for the number 155 of Marcus Thompson, the Dane rider on his Honda, one of 4 Hondas this weekend. One that will be interesting to watch will be, of course, the 117 of Kasper Michkowski on the CRQF. Let's see how that holds up throughout the qualification and the races. Looks as though we've got a bit more cloud cover coming over as we go back down to Milena.
Okay, now live here at Miro Cappuccio, our youngest German rider. Miro, it's the first time for you at the European Championship. How is it for you?
Yes, I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm happy to be here. I have fun, and yes, I'm looking good for the racing.
What do you think about the other riders? It's difficult today, or maybe podium?
Yes, I think all riders are very fast here. It's a very fast track, and we will see.
Okay, Miro, good luck for today. Back to Bradley.
Thank you very much, Milena there. So Miro Romeo Cappuccio, the only German rider here this weekend, it would seem, on his Yamaha. Very young, very fast, and very determined indeed. Snap at the heels of the faster riders just in front. Doesn't have a whole load of experience, but of course that will come not only with more races, but more track time as well. One to watch for the future. Miro Romeo Cappuccio, the German, number 19. And we watch the number 58 of Christoph Tiberian, who's leading the qualification stand-ins. Just a moment ago we saw with a 158, but just over half a second behind him was the 311 Oz Kevin Saar. And look at him, you can see he's visibly fast there, throwing that machine sideways. You can see the suspension working really, really hard underneath him there. So Christoph Tiberian also on a Yamaha as well. There he is, bursting into view now. Making his way up the inside of Mikhail Kimmeling, the Slovakian rider on his Suzuki. It looks as though Christoph Tiberian is on a fast lap here for the Norwegian rider. A 158 is the benchmark at the moment. You can see the plumes of dust being kicked up as he gets back on the throttle after landing that big tabletop jump into the fast right-hander. Lots of corner speed and up the other side. Back into view. Left-hander started out wide and use the berm, as they say, to power yourself over yet another jump that goes right down into a dip before launching back into view once again. As time passes, lots more dust being kicked up now from these quad riders, or sideways over the jump there. There really was a fantastic style there as they come over the final jump there. Sideways once again, looks like that's Pavel Kashov, number 88 rider, just making his way up towards the second turn. I think that spends more time going sideways than what it does in a straight line. Oh, we got a little bit caught up on the rut there, did Pavel. Hopefully it didn't hamper his time too much. He's having a good session so far. He's the Bulgarian rider, the Moto Extreme Ruse-sponsored Yamaha. Underneath him, the number 88, Pavel Kashov. Back into view once again, very luminous coloured helmet there for number 88. Really is a fantastic rider, the Bulgarian. Looks like he may be the only Bulgarian here as well. So Miro Cappuccio, the only German. Pavel Kashov, the only Bulgarian. It looks like he made a bit of a mistake there because number 58, Christoph Tiberian, the Norwegian rider, comes through once again. The only Norwegian rider on the entry list that I've got here this weekend. Just look how hard that suspension has to work over the jumps, especially on the landing as well. Flicking it sideways into the left-hander. Ooh, inside wheels just lifting up off the ground a little bit, but dropping down already into the right-hander, drifting it around, powering it over the tabletop jump for landing, going through the right-hander and towards that very, very steeply banked right-hander, which will put him in good stead for a good launch over the jump. Sideways into the left-hander for Christophe de Varian on yet another fast lap as well. So the last time we saw the stand-ins for this qualification session, it was Christophe de Varian on top ahead of Kevin Saar. We haven't actually seen Kevin Saar on screen in the first 12 minutes of this session, the first 22 minutes of this session. My mistake, as we watch Pavel Kashov slowly make his way around the circuit. Very easy to spot with the Dayglow helmet. Back now, very formal jersey there with the tuxedo and the bow tie. It's all good fun. 3-1-1, Kevin Saar is who we are looking at. Making a statement with that jersey. Over the big jump forward, dropping down into the right-hander. Of course, in 2019, raced with Team Estonia in the European Quad Cross of Nations. Finished 11th, if my memory serves correct. Yeah, finished 11th in the Nations of 2019. Of course, riding Husqvarna, now riding the Yamaha. So a change of engine power for Kevin Saar, the Estonian. 6-time Estonian champion. You don't get those kind of titles for nothing. And a 3-time European champion as well at the age of 21. Fantastic stuff from Kevin Saar. As we now look at the 214 rider, sorry, of Kasper Kalucha, KM Wisla Chelno Yamaha rider, coming all the way from Poland here this weekend. So 214 Kasper Kalucha having a good ride there. Again, we see the 28 of Pavel Kashov, the Bulgarian. Number 50, Martin Dopter, the Czech, local man, young man, 16 years of age, in his first ever European quad race. I'll tell you what, ladies and gentlemen at home, he's got fantastic talent. As we see the top 5 now come through. de Varian with a 1:57.934. He bettered his time earlier. Kevin Saar as well with a half a second disadvantage to de Varian at the moment with a 1:58.4. Gviazda in third, 3.1 seconds adrift from de Varian ahead of Capuccio and Kasper. Still look at Martin Dopter, the 16-year-old, making his way around the left-hander on the far part of the circuit, just in front of him. It looked as though that was Pavel Kashov, the Bulgarian rider. Capuccio fourth, Kasper in fifth on number 96, ahead of the number 17 of Paolo Galizzi. One to watch for this weekend's action. 155, Marcus Thompson, the Dane, ahead of Michikowski, the Polish rider, 117 on that CRQF. So the CRQF, the lone CRQF in this session, is there in 8th, ahead of Polacek, the local man, in 9th. So Sousa and Tuchek, local men as well, on 112 and 91, 10th and 11th. Kuzmachak in 12th, ahead of Kaluza, who is 7.5 seconds adrift from de Varian. Gumerek, the Polish rider, on 165, sorry, in 14th place. And it looks like one of the riders has stopped on the inside there. Didn't quite see a number there, but Dopita is there in 15th, some 10 seconds adrift from de Varian. But he's got a lot of talent, and he's got a lot of time to showcase that talent as well. We are watching Roman Gviazda, the man who's currently third and 3.1 seconds away from de Varian, and about 2.7 seconds away from Kevin Saar in second place. Look at him locking up that rear wheels, giving it full gas on the exit of that particular left-hand turn into the tricky right-hander next to the pit area as well. We've got a few quads in the pits at the moment. So it looks like we've got about 15, maybe 16 quads circulating at present, with less than 5 minutes to go now in the European quad qualification. Dopter there in 15th, still about 10 seconds behind de Varian at the moment, but as I say, he's still young, he's still got a lot of talent and a lot of time to put that on the European stage. Kimmerling 283 on the Suzuki is in 18th. So Mikkel Kimmerling, the Slovakian on the Suzuki, one of two Suzukis here this weekend with Pavel Smida, fellow Slovakian and also fellow Suzuki rider. It looks like the checkered flag has gone out already. So that was the 48 rider of Jakub Kostelecki taking the checkered flag. So it looks like it's a 25-minute session for European quads. Let's wait for the final couple of quads to make their way around the circuit and take the checkered flag. We'll soon get a running order of how they finished in that race. But a fantastic session there from all the riders, with Tavarian at the moment a 1:57.934. Looks like that'll be the fastest so far. 1:12. David Sousa on a fast one as he takes the checkered flag. Lots of pace from these guys. David Sousa, of course, on the Honda, one of 4 Hondas in the run-in. It'll be interesting to see what Kevin Saar can do on his Yamaha on number 311. Very experienced at the young, tender age of 21 is Kevin Saar. Still got a lot of time in front of him to gain more titles, more wins, more podiums. But of course, the man in front of him, Christoph Tavarian, he'll have something to say about that, you can guarantee. It looks though that is all of the quads across the line there. See the man with the flag just anticipating the arrival of some more quads, and indeed there is. So that is the conclusion of the European quads as they head up and potentially practice some starts now. So you'll be able to see different styles and different ways that these guys do their starts. And of course, there's going to be a whole host of them behind the gate, all fighting and jostling for position come race beginning. So that is how they will go on the gate. Christoph Tavarian, a 1:57.934. He heads the pack ahead of Kevin Saar, who did a 1:58.4. Roman Gwiazda, 4:16. Mario Romeo Capuccio on 19. Then it's Yuri Kasper in 5th place on 96, ahead of Paolo Galizzi and David Sousa in 6th and 7th. Marcus Thompson, Kasper Michikowski in 8th and 9th, with Zdenek Policek rounding out your top 10. Adam Tuchek, Viktor Kuzmisak in 11th and 12th, with Kalusha, Jamerek, Dopita 13th, 14th and 15th. 88 is 16th, that is Pavel Kashov. Bush, Kimmerling, Smida, the Suzuki riders, Kimmerling and Smida on 283 and 258, ahead of 230 Mikhail Farkashovsky. Rounding out the 21 riders, it is number 48, Jakub Kostelecki, some 38 seconds adrift from Christoph Tavarian's 1:57 time. Okay, so there is your 3rd place man, number 416, Roman Gwiazda, the Polish rider on the Yamaha. Had a fantastic session there and put himself in 3rd place. Man in front of him, Kevin Saar, 3:11. Very experienced man is the Estonian, but nobody could top the number 58 rider today. There he is then, Danish rider Christoph Tavarian, who did so well in the Nations not too long ago, at the end of 2019. He is first in this qualification. So it's going to be Gwiazda, the 25-year-old, just behind Kevin Saar, the 21-year-old, and then Christoph Tavarian, the 5-time Norwegian champion and 2-time vice European champion in 2017 and 2018. So there we can see Mikolaj Jamerek, number 165, just making his way past our camera there and put himself in position to practice the starts, which again will be so vital come the race beginning. There's number 91 of Adam Tuchek, the Czech rider on the Honda, local man and local hero for our spectators here today. Mikhail Farkowski practices the starter as well, ahead of 3rd place man Roman Gwiazda. That Yamaha banging off the rev limiter before dropping the clutch, and away they go up the rise towards turn 1. Doing it for practice now, but when they're doing it for real, Whole lot of action is going to be coming our way. There's the 63 of Polacek, the Czech rider on Husqvarna. The only Husqvarna in the field for number 63, Zdeněk Polacek. Good qualification for Polacek, but we're looking to make up a couple of positions in the opening laps and, of course, put himself in a good position for the races. Lots of dust still being kicked up. It's, of course, not a chance to water the track from the previous two Sidecarcross qualification sessions. Practice start, we just see Marcus Thompson readying himself to rev it against the limiter, drop the clutch, and away they go up towards turn 1. Just taking it in turns now. Of course, it's all about the muscle memory. How is the quad going to react to the surface? That is what it's all about, getting good traction up towards turn 1, which is preceded by a very, very steep rise. So it looks as though that could potentially be one to watch. There we go, seat number 4 and 6, Roman Gwiazda once again having another go at the practice start. Looking across to compare himself to yet another rider. Looks like that may have been Tavarian he was looking across at. Of course, trying to see who will get the jump. Practice starts, of course, gives them so much opportunity to practice from the right-hand side of the gate, the middle of the gate, the left-hand side of the gate. See not only how the quad will react to the surface, but of course how much speed they can carry up towards that turn 1. Kimmerling didn't get a very good drop there, but of course it's always good to get the bad starts out of the way in the practice starts and save the fantastic start for the race beginning when they're behind that gate that you can see in the background. Looks like this may be the final 3 practice starts in a synchronized fashion up towards that camera position here, up the crest and around the first turn, that very, very fast left-hander. So it looks as though that will be the conclusion of the European Quad Cross qualification session and the practice starts as well. It'll be Christoph Tavarian who will get first gate pick ahead of Kevin Saar and Roman Gwiazda. So that is the end of all of the qualification sessions here from the south of the Czech Republic in Jičín. We hope you've enjoyed the action because there is so much more to come. We continue with the action later today at around 3 or 4 o'clock. So set your alarms, get it ready, and we will see you then. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Williamson is 10 times the world champion. Bax and Stupilis, they've done it again. Unbelievable. Marvin Van Lukener certainly deserves the red plate. And what an incredible sport this is. Fast, high and spectacular. Unbelievable.
Tady to mám rád. Tady cítím, že skutečně žiju.